Unlock your potential today at skillbakery.com.
Now in this one, we'll be learning how we can generate and prepare JSONL training data with GPT for fine-tuning an OpenAI model. Using the models that OpenAI provides will get you really far, but their knowledge base can be somewhat limited for particular information, or if it's past a certain date that the model doesn't support. To improve the experience, we can train models to have a better understanding of the data we want to work with, whether that's documentation for a new developer tool or guiding the model to respond closer to how we expect. The problem is you need a lot of data in a specific format to do this, and it's not very practical to write it all by your hand. So we can instead use GPT, where by providing our data, we can ask it to generate JSONL training data for us and format it in a way that we can use to fine-tune our model. Here, if you look at platform.openai.com/docs/guides/fine-tuning, you'll be able to see more about it, how we can fine-tune our data. Now, what we have done is, here we can see we have created a JSON file of some random characters, and each character has got name, biography, species, whole world, and some attributes. Now, using this data, we will be generating our training data. Now, to make use of the training data, you can see that we are making use of create chat completion, where we have specified the model and the role and content. Now, if you look at the content, we are specifically mentioning that you are an assistant that generates JSONL prompts based off of JSON data for fine-tuning. Each response should be formatted as prompt and completion. So prompt is what species is, and if you look at the character.json data over here, we have the name, species over here. So let's open up the generate training data, and here we are specifying that character's name and then the completion over here as the species itself. And then here we are saying please generate 10 questions based off of the JSON and provide it in JSON format, and each response should come from the following JSON. So here we are specifying the character. Now this generate prompts method we are calling inside the immediately executable function that's present in this file generate training data.js. And here, if you notice, on top we have our environment local file included. Then we have our files over here, and here we are providing our OpenAI configuration key, creating our OpenAI object, and we are getting the characters file or character data from the JSON file that I just explored. And here in this method, what we are doing is we are generating all the prompts. So we're calling this generate prompts, we're passing each character to it, and based on that, the prompts are getting generated. Now, once the prompts are part of the prompt collection or prompt selection, we are writing to a file called prompts.jsonl, and each prompt will be printed on a new line. And here, you'll notice that when it is going to return the result, we'll be storing it inside this prompts variable, and we are spreading the response line by line, and then we are parsing each line as JSON. If it's a valid JSON, we trim the spaces and keep it, and if parsing fails, we basically log it as bad data, and it also filters out invalid lines and joins valid ones into a final JSONL format on the string. So, to summarize, we are first of all loading environment variables, then we are setting up OpenAI API configuration, then we are reading the characters from the characters.json file, and here we are looping through each character. Inside this loop, we are calling OpenAI's API to generate question-answer pairs. We are storing responses in JSONL format, and we are writing JSONL data to prompts.jsonl. Now, in order to run this, all we need to do is type node and then specify the path like scripts, and inside that directory we have our file generate training data.js. If I press enter over here, it's going to take some time to generate the prompts and then write it in the prompts.jsonl file. And there we go. We have our prompts as well as completion mentioned. And for some, we also got bad data. So this is how we can generate and prepare JSONL training data with GPT for fine-tuning and OpenAI mark. If you find the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.